Hello there. My name is Joe, and I know I promised 2 days ago that I was gonna release this episode of the series 2 days ago, but I've been trying to get the screen recording software to work, and I just had some issues with it. Sometimes, like Windows just acts up. Also, I'm gonna have to apologize for my voice because right now I have a cold, catarrh, and cough. So if my voice isn't really audible, bear with me. You could just like turn up the volume a little bit. So I decided to make this video because a couple of years ago I was also a beginner in programming, and it was quite difficult finding your way around things. Like, what should I learn? What language should I learn? How should I get this concept? There were like a lot of articles and tutorials online, but like you just get lost sometimes. Like when there's so many trees in the jungle or the forest, you just end up getting lost if you don't have a map. So hopefully this series is gonna be like a map for you guys to be able to navigate to what language you would love to learn. And hopefully it's gonna be very helpful to anyone out there that's trying to learn web design or programming as a whole. So a little background about myself. Um, I'm a sophomore of computer engineering. I love programming, but most of the time I major in web design because I just find it really nice and amazing that you have millions of people all around the world using an application online that you created. I love front end design, designing the looks of the website, but I also like dabble into back end design sometimes using JavaScript, Node.js. So yeah, so I'm gonna give a little intro about programming languages. So like we all know, like I'm gonna use the analogy of a screwdriver. So there are different kinds of screwdrivers around. Like you have the flathead, the starhead, and some other types. The Allen key. So they are made to do specific jobs and for specific screws. So that's the same thing with programming languages. Programming languages, there are some are specialized languages. They are made for a specific task to do a specific thing. Some are really good at them, some are really bad at some other stuff. So also they have different syntax. So some people may like this language because of how the syntax looks to them. Some may hate it because the syntax looks kind of awful to their eyes, or they can't like grasp a specific concept of that language. But not to be worried, there's certainly a language out there that will make you love programming. Trust me. For me, that language was Ruby. Ruby helped me understand how to program in other languages, and it just helped me, like, showed me the way. It was like an eye opener for me when I learned Ruby. So tonight, we're gonna be using a few languages. I think I'm gonna have I'm gonna have only time for C++ and Golang today, but maybe some other time I could show you some other languages. So we're gonna do basic stuff like including standard libraries, declaring variables, receiving input from the user, and we may get to using loops like for loops and stuff like that. Maybe basic calculations and stuff, just to give you a feel of how this language is. Also, from the next episode, we're going to be talking about web design, starting from basic HTML5 tags, then moving on to CSS and styling, changing background color, font type, font size. Then we're going to move up to JavaScript and make pretty functional languages. So the main purpose of this course is that there are so many people out there that they have this business idea or that business idea, but they don't really have like the skills to build those businesses. So they have to hire someone They may not have the funding right now to hire someone, so this will actually teach you how to build it yourself. It's not that difficult, you know. So starting from C++ then. So the first thing you do in a C++ program is include the libraries you need. So I'm going to start by including the IOStream library. So include IOStream. Also, I'm going to need the string library for manipulation of strings. Include string. I probably may not need this because we may not go into manipulating strings, but I just like putting it in there. Next, I'm going to use a namespace for std. So this actually helps me, so I don't have to keep on writing std for some C++ keywords. Okay, now I'm done with that. What I'm going to do is declare the main method. So the main method is kind of like an opening door for the compiler. Kind of like teaches your compiler, kind of like an opening door to your project. So the compiler looks for the main method and starts reading from the main method. So it's an opening door into your program. So in C++, the main method is int main. So an opening bracket and a closing bracket. Then two braces, an opening and closing brace. So your code is going to go in between these braces right here. So before that, I'm going to return 0, because I'm not returning anything in this method, so just return 0. So that's the main method. So to make sure this code works, I'm going to use the IOStream package here to kind of like give out output. So I'm going to make the program say my name. So cout less than. So since it's a string, I'm going to use this. I'm going to use double quotes for it. Pardon me. So my name is Joe, and I'm going to end the line because C++ you have to end the line with a colon for each statement. I'm going to save it and I'm going to run it. So I forgot to say that I'm using an online IDE. IDE is an short form, an acronym for Integrated Development Environment. It helps you write code easily and more efficiently. So I'm using an online IDE called Cloud9. You could register at c9.io if you want to, or you could kind of like use Notepad and run it locally. I'm going to run it. So run. My name is Joe. So it's working. So we're going to do a few simple examples, like declaring an integer variable, a string variable, and giving out an output of those. So to declare a variable, you're going to start with the data type. So in this time, this variable is going to be an integer. So int, I'm going to call it number. It's number. I'm going to assign it a value of 5, and I'm going to close the statement with a column. So then I'm going to declare another variable, a string variable called string. I'm going to call it name. I'm going to give it, assign a value of my name, so Joe. So notice that for string you have to use the double quotes for strings. Then I'm going to close the line. Then I'm going to cout. So I'm going to give out output of the variable values. So the number. So what I want to do is that, and let me run it this way and show you what happens. I'm going to copy this line also because I don't really want to type it out. So I'm going to cout name. Then I'm going to save it and run it. So you can see 5Joe. So there's no space in between these two outputs. That's because I didn't include a line over here. So in C++, if you want to go to the next line, you could use the end line statement. End line. Save it and run it. So there are on two different lines now. So what if I want to receive input from the user? Well, that's pretty easy. There's a statement called cin that helps with that. So I'm gonna erase this and erase this also. So I wanna enter my name and also enter a number. So I'm gonna take this out. So cout less than, enter your name, then I'm gonna end line, and cin. So for cin, use the greater than, cin name, end line. After that, I'm going to cout enter a number, enter a number. Then I'm going to end the line also, and cin number. So I'm assigning the user's input into the variable called number that I already declared. Then I'm going to show out the result of what those variables have after the user input has already been put in there. So cout name, an end line, cout number, and end line. So I'm gonna run it. I'll show you guys what it does. So I'm just gonna make this bigger and run. So enter your name, Joe. Enter a number, 9. So there, we gave out Joe and 9. So if C++ looks pretty interesting to you, you could just check it out for yourself if you will like it. And it's a pretty interesting language. It's very powerful. Like, you could use it to write a lot of stuff. So I encourage you to check it out. So I'm going to go over to the next language, Golang. It's a recent language and it's used by a lot of companies out there. Like, it's used by a lot of people. So you will probably check it out because there are a lot of career opportunities for Go because of its high scalability and it's very concurrent. So Go over here. So I'm gonna just refresh this page because this is an old stuff. I want to start from the beginning because I want to start from the beginning. So while it's loading, I was talking about Go. Yeah, so what made me love Go was I was kind of like trying to work on a website project and I needed the server to be able to handle a lot of load and requests from people without having to like use a lot of servers. So I then googled around and I found Go. So yeah, the page has loaded, so I'm going to explain Go. So there's a statement up here called package main. So you're just declaring. So I'll say each file is a package on its own. So this package here is called main. On the next statement here, import. So just like C++ that you use include, you use import here. So there's a package called fmt that is being used here to print out or output a string. So this fmt is kind of similar to the IOStream of C++. So here you have funct main. So this is the main method for Go, just like int main for C++. So if I run this, you get hello program. So If you can notice, there are no columns in Go because Go doesn't require those, and sometimes it'll probably give you an error if you do that. So Go is easier. Go focuses on concise and effective code, which is what I love. So we're gonna go over to the variables. So in Go, to declare a variable that's outside a method, you use the var statement. So var number. So you use the var, then you name the variable, and then the type. So this is kind of like backwards of what is in C++, that you put the data type in front of the variable name. So var number int equals to 5. Then I'm going to print number. I'm just going to format this kind of here. Yeah. So I'm going to run this. So 5. So I declared a variable called number, and that variable has a data type of integer, and I assigned the number 5 to the variable number. Then what I did next was I gave an output. Sorry about that. I gave an output of the variable number here. So also something really cool about Go is the short variable declaration symbol. So for example, if I want to declare a variable for my age, so age, and I use the short variable declaration, which is kind of like someone I know, like there's this guy that said that it looks kind of like the Punisher sideways, which was kind of funny. Yeah. So my age 20, then our fmt dot print line age, and run it. So 20. So that's pretty cool. So that's the end for today. So basically today I just try to like introduce you to programming. I went through 2 languages with basic examples of how to work with them. So maybe one of these languages interests you. Maybe you may have to check out others like Python, Ruby, to whichever one you like. And then when you find what you like, you could probably make your pick. So that's all for today. See you on the next episode. Bye bye.